Go on air. It's on air.
The game of cricket can at times be full of mystery, and today in the latest episode of Mysterious Cricket Matches, there is a mystery that we are here to try and solve for you. I don't know, and maybe Shashwat and Siddharth Gulati can help me get to the bottom of this mystery as to how a team in a chase with about 26 deliveries left, 28 runs away from the target and 8 wickets in hand, go on to first take the match into super over, that's number one, and then go on to lose that super over as well, lose both the wickets in about 3 to 4 deliveries. I don't quite understand. I've seen a lot of cricket matches, but this has to be one of the vague and bizarre matches I've possibly ever seen, because I don't know if there was ever a better harakiri that one can maybe make.
I simply don't understand what was so difficult to, comprehend for the Sri Lankan team. One thing that was happening again and again and again, there was, in fact, Charadas Lanka during the toss only mentioned this fact that the wicket is a little slow.
Why are you laughing? Is it the opposition that you're laughing at?
Yeah, I am, honestly.
Okay.
Because he himself
Don't blame you.
During the toss said that the wicket is a little slow. When you know the wicket is a little slow, you're mistiming the ball again and again and again. I know, Washington Sundar, even Rinku Singh when he picked those 2 wickets, Surya Kumar Yadav also at that point, I know the balls were in those hitting arc of the batters. Yes, the ball even did middle their bats on every occasion, but the wicket is slow. That is what you only mentioned during the toss. When you know that, then either you keep that in mind and time the ball accordingly, or if you're not able to do that, go to plan B. They didn't even go to plan B. They weren't even trying to time that. They needed just run a ball. What was even need of that, those kind of shots? You know what this game reminds me of? The 2016 Bangladesh game. Pretty similar.
You know what this game reminds me of is the 2013 Champions Trophy final. This pitch reminds me of that only. I think it was like really turning square, to be very honest, and I haven't really seen that much of a turn in any of the Indian pitches also for that matter.
I could sense, in fact, you could see very clearly that even when India were batting, there were puffs of dust when the spinners were bowling. In fact, I'll be interested to see as to how the ICC goes ahead and rates this pitch, because if this were to happen in India, then the reactions would have been very contrasting. We've seen that in the past as to how you do tend to draw a lot of criticism if such pitches are dished out in India. It'll be interesting to see. This, I don't quite think was the appropriate pitch. Let's say you could have had a better pitch. I'm fine with puffs of dust emerging at some point, but if it happens in the first innings itself, then it calls for and I'm fine with the ball turning square as well, because I'm not one of those who advocate that the ball cannot turn square in limited overs cricket or the shortest format of the game. I think if there's batter friendly conditions you might as well have bowler friendly conditions at times too. However, today's pitch was a bit of a disappointment, because you saw those puffs of dust emerge in the first innings itself. But let's just cut to the chase and talk about this Sri Lankan team. This is more of a loss for them than for a win for the Indian team, I would say, because the Indian team was down and out. I think there was in totality 7 bowlers that the Indian team used, including the captain himself, who decided to roll his arm over and then get rewarded on the second delivery as well. Again, when there is a fielder right there in the deep, you go for a reverse sweep, find the fielder there. Absolute harakiri there from
now. You can never say that India doesn't have batters who can bowl.
You look at the number of bowlers that were delivered by the number of overs delivered by the pace bowlers and by the spinners. So it's 14 overs by spinners. Pretty much the same with what even Sri Lanka did. I think Sri Lankan spinners delivered 14 overs there also. I think overall what I can say is that you look at Sri Lanka's scorecard, 58 for 1, 110 for 1 for that matter. Their middle order is something that's a big cause of concern. That is something that was witnessed in the opening 2 games also. I think it was Siddharth Vishwanathan who correctly pointed out that they don't really have a middle order, and that's been the concern with them for the past couple of years now. It's all down to the likes of Nisanka, Kusal Mendes, sometimes it is Kusal Pereira. All those batters, Dhananjay De Silva, Sadira Samaravikama, they've come and gone.
I'd say that Angelo Matthews, for whatever duration that he was, they've not been able to replace him. Dasun Shanaka, once he came in and he was the skipper also, I think you saw some responsibility from him from time to time. But now when he's also not around, then you see this team struggle a lot.
Yeah, true. And I think that experience factor, to be very honest, at some point had to, make sure that Sri Lanka would have to pay the price for it, because obviously Angelo Matthews wasn't really turning any younger. And in case of Dasun Shanaka, he may have been an inspiring leader, but his, impact with both bat and ball wasn't really coming in. That's why, he really had to leave the captaincy. So for Sri Lanka, the problem, lies a lot deep. It's the fact that, they aren't really able to generate those good batters, or I would rather say effective batters, from their domestic circuit and even the Lankan Premier League too. That is where, their middle order and even the lower middle order is a concern, because Hasaranga, we have seen, he's been your top run getter in the LPL, top wicket taker in the LPL also.
Most catches,
and the winning captain
and everything.
And in international circuit with the bat, he hasn't really, looked up to the mark at all.
The only bowler who was a bit expensive was Ravi Bishnoi, and that just clearly shows how the wicket was actually playing. I just feel that just giving ball the more airtime, more revs, I think that was the key to go about it, and that's what exactly I think even Riyan Parag, Rinku later on, and Surya also did. But I was really impressed by Riyan Parag, the bowler today. I saw that I was seeing this visual of him, his bowling action. I really liked how he's like this so straight armed, he's up, like he really high arm, and he gives you the leg spin also and the off spin also. So I think going ahead, I think Riyan Parag is somebody who has, I think, definitely, sort of not cemented his place yet, but yeah, he's just inching closer to be a consistent player in the T20I.
I'm just convinced with one thing, that India had no right winning this. I have no reservations in saying that also, because if as the host you're losing 4 of your wickets to 2 of the biggest part-timers in this Indian side with the ball, that and Suryakumar Yadav, the captain, and then Rinku Singh. I don't even remember Rinku Singh holding the ball in a KKR camp for that matter. Forget bowling for the Indian team. And Rinku Singh gets rewarded with 2 runs. Again, I mean no disrespect to Rinku over here. But what was Sri Lanka doing? Again, it will possibly be the biggest mystery of this sporting year. It's already been a lot of sporting action this whole year. But I think this is again going to be something I will never be able to get my head around, because it was just mindless. As much as I want to give credit to the Indian team for being in it, for not giving up, but if Suryakumar Yadav and you saw the ball being tossed to Siraj first, but then when Surya picks the ball, even though I think it was tactical, because by then you knew that this pitch was turning square, and even the captain decided to have a go, but this was just, you were picking the only fielder that's there on the leg side. I'm just short of superlatives right now, because that's how disappointed I am. Because you want to see a fight at the end of it. This was more of a submission from Sri Lanka today.
And I don't think it wasn't about it. I don't think that it was about who was bowling that over. I think it was just Sri Lanka doing harm to themselves. I think even Mohammad Siraj, it would have been, maybe with Siraj, it could have been even it could have been very different with Siraj also. If Siraj would have bowled, anyone would have bowled, they had to do this.
And even in case of Theekshana also, the first ball of the super over that he delivered to Suryakumar Yadav, there was no need of pitching it up. He should have pitched it, at back of a length. And
that's also secondary. I would say, look at the way that they batted in the super over also.
Yeah, true.
That ball again with 2 runs, you're not really defending those 2 runs against this Indian team. Let's be honest about that. You need at least 12, 15, 16 runs to be able to give yourself some chance. But where was the batting? You're not even able to last 6 balls. Your batting confidence had plummeted to the extent that, okay, forget whatever had happened in those 120 deliveries. But even in those 6 deliveries that you were expected to play out, you couldn't even play out those 6 deliveries and give yourselves a decent chance. You again ended up finding fielders in both those dismissals that we saw. You talk about those 3-4 balls that they played in the super over and those 120 deliveries, you add them up. I don't quite understand how everything, when you were just about 28 runs away, you had 9 wickets in hand, you had 24 balls remaining. How do you do this? How do you really do this?
I'll just sum it up in one line, that the Sri Lankan cricket players and the board I think it's more of a spineless show by the players.
And this by the way, when there is somebody like Jayasuriya sitting in the camp.
Yeah, absolutely. He's obviously their interim coach, but the point here is that Sri Lankan players and the board, they really have a mountain to climb in terms of, having a settled financial backup for the players, and at the very same time a settled team across formats. Let's just see, how.
Not just that, I feel even the over that Washington Sundar bowled and Surya Kumar Yadav, I think those were also not great deliveries. I think they were also really overpitched. Those balls should have been taken to the cleaners. Maybe what Surya did, how he approached overpitched ball, he just tried to hit it as grounded as possible. Whereas the Sri Lankan batters tried to take it aerial. I don't know what. I think they were looking for that glory moment, and I don't know why. But yeah, that clearly was visible, and they kept on doing it again and again and again and again.
You see, even percentage cricket would have helped, Sri Lanka from where they were at a stage.
Exactly.
Like 110 for 1, 110 for 2. Taking those singles or doubles would have been completely fine with them. But overall, I think obviously there will be question marks on the preparation of this pitch also. I'm not sure whether rain would have had any impact on this pitch, because let's just not forget that there was a 1 hour delayed start because of the drizzle that was there. Persistent drizzle, but overall I'm not really sure if that was the case. I think the question marks, there are going to be questions asked from the curators also, because this pitch, as I think it can be said unarguably, it wasn't really conducive to play international cricket.
Alright, before we dive into the comments, quick question that I have for both of you. Let's just go with, we can all chip in with one takeaway that we have for the Indian team over here. What the one takeaway from this match? I know not a lot of runs scored, but a lot of bowlers we saw today from India. So the one takeaway, we'll go with Shashwat first.
For me, it's Riyan Parag. The way he batted, I saw that intent. And secondly, the fearlessness that I've seen in this Indian team, even after, losing those wickets, you saw the batters going after the bowlers. That is something I really liked.
But did you not feel that maybe he could have batted longer?
No. I think
you were happy with
I'm pretty happy, because I do expect the team to fail at times. I think 130 still was a decent enough score. I even expect this team to at occasions get out by the 100 mark or not even reach the 100 mark, and I'm totally fine with that, because I know the kind of brand of cricket they play. More often than not, they are going to get to that 200 mark, or maybe on their days where two or three batters have those good days, they might just get to the 220, 230 mark also. So that I'm okay taking that risk. Yeah.
Okay.
For me, it's Shubman Gill. See, he was criticized a lot despite those useful knocks against Zimbabwe in the T20I series that took place earlier this month. He did play those 50s, but was criticized for the strike rate and all. Now, what he has done in this T20I series is that in the first game, he got off to a blazing start, scored though 30 or 40 out of 16, 17 balls. And now in the third match, wherein, it was required that he should play percentage cricket so as to make sure India get to a safe and secure total, or pretty much a decent total. He played that 39 of 37 balls. So I think it's about adapting to the situation and making sure that Shubman Gill, the T20 cricketer and the vice captain, is here to stay. So for me, he is obviously a big takeaway.
My takeaway being, I liked what I saw in this whole series, the rotation that I saw. Of course, on one occasion it was induced because of injury, but otherwise I liked the fact that you wanted to try out things, you wanted to try out combinations. That's what I liked. And in this match in particular, what I did like, you had 7 bowlers by the end of it. Yes, one could argue that you had a Rinku and Surya included in those 7, and possibly in a lost cause is what the two of them bowled in, because I'm pretty sure even the Indian team maybe thought that, okay, this is a done deal, okay, let's just have a go at it. So Surya went in with an over, so did Rinku. But I like the fact that it's these situations that at time give you these situations that give you answers as well. Maybe there is a little answer over there in that 1 over you saw from Surya, that 1 over that you saw from Rinku. I didn't know prior to this that you could trust Rinku with Rinku at the death. Or Surya also, but maybe the one takeaway
you still can't trust them at
the one takeaway could be that when the conditions are conducive, yes, there is control that Surya Kumar Yadav has in international cricket to be able to give you an over or two. I will not read too much into what I saw right now, but it is good because I don't get to see Indian batters bowl. So for me, I like the fact that I got to see Indian batters bowl today, albeit in a cause that at that point looked like a losing cause. But I like the fact that ultimately it all panned out well.
Okay. I think let's just have a look at a few comments. Shivam?
Yeah. Okay, Shivam insists that
Okay.
we show you this meme that the Delhi Capitals have put out.
You're in my favorite team.
Shashwat's favorite team, mine as well. Mine as well.
And I
So
don't
Delhi
know
Capitals with the caption saying that same but different new era, new death bowlers, and they've pasted images of foremen. I need not tell you
cut
much.
to
It
that
was
also.
Rinku Singh who bowled the penultimate over and Surya Kumar Yadav who delivered the final over of the 40 over game.
That's right.
Yeah.
On that, we'll quickly just take a look at what your thoughts are right now before we wind this chat up. Yes, a thrilling match, as I can see from some of the comments that I read already. Saurabh Chawla has a super for us. He says that Sky gave his position to Sanju, but the result is the same. It is now time that we close the mysterious case file of Sanju Samson. How many more opportunities? I'll just pitch in by saying that yes, this was a series in which Suryakumar Yadav and Gautam Gambhir did give enough opportunities to Sanju Samson, but Sanju Samson did indeed botch it up. This was a botch up job from Sanju Samson. True. And it's not even the toughest opponent in the world, or the number 1 or the number 2 or the number 3 ranked team that you're playing. You were expecting better from Sanju, a golden duck the other day than a 4-ball duck today. There's far more expectation from Surya Kumar Yadav than such performances. And again, Sri Lanka, if these are his performances, then he's done himself a lot of harm as far as his chances are concerned going forward.
Sanju is not going to get too many opportunities. He really has to make the most of whatever chances he get. I think in the Zimbabwe series, obviously in the couple of opportunities, he did get that useful 50. But now in the 2 matches here, he hasn't really done well at all. Don't really know what the future holds for him, whether he'll be selected for Bangladesh or South Africa. Well, that remains to be seen.
I feel that personally I wouldn't, and because he has gotten such a long rope, Sanju Samson, I think it should be the end of the road for him. And because anyways you're looking him at as a backup for either a Rishabh Pant or a backup opener. But I feel that this team management is going to give him at least one more series to have that opportunity, because I think they are of the mindset of giving everyone a longer rope. So I think it's not too many more opportunities. I think just a series or 2, and then I think it will be at the end for Sanju.
Yeah. Okay. Before we take the last comment of the night, let's just tell you that Suryakumar Yadav is the player of the series. Sarthak Arya says that many people aren't happy with Pant or Sanju. Many weren't satisfied with Rahul and Ishan. Who should be the keeper for the Indian team in T20I?
See, everyone can't be kept happy. See, nobody will be happy. Maybe I would be happy with Pant, you would be happy with Rahul, and you would be happy with Samson. So I don't think that anybody is ever going to be happy about any one particular keeper. I think it's about what the team is looking at, which role the team has in their mind, and who do they think fits the best and has the best impact. As of now, it's Rishabh Pant first and then Sanju Samson. So,
but he's asking now, who do we think?
Who do we think?
Who's your pick?
For me, it's Rishabh Pant only.
Okay. For me, it's obviously Rishabh Pant because of the impact that he had in the T20 World Cup, and obviously he can have in the format. His stats aren't that really impressive, but then you're going to look at the impact in T20Is. It is more than the numbers that are being displayed for the player. And maybe my backup option could be Jitesh Sharma here, because I wouldn't necessarily say that he did anything wrong to get dropped. But then I think he deserves one more chance. He's done well in whatever opportunities he has got. He didn't really do well in the IPL, and that did cost him a chance for the Zimbabwe series. Also, later he was obviously,
and the World Cup also.
And the World Cup too. Later he was picked as the replacement for the first couple of T20s in Zimbabwe. But then I think he should be your backup wicketkeeper.
Yeah, even for me it will be Ishan Kishan.
I think it'll be harsh for you to just junk the prospect of Jitesh Sharma, because you were throwing all those numbers, first 10 balls. He's got the highest strike rate amongst those who with wicket keeping batting ability in that capacity, if you're looking at numbers. So with what he provided, I thought it was anyway very difficult. It's a difficult ask when you expect somebody batting at 7-8 to come go, bang bang right from the word go. And look at his competition as well. There weren't too many people. There still aren't a lot of people who can do what a Jitesh Sharma can do. Yes, a disappointing IPL, but I'll also say in the same breath that the IPL was also disappointing, partly because he was being tossed around in that batting order.
And there were other issues with him in the team also.
Yes, so he was not being taken care of as well as he was in the previous seasons, courtesy which he made that reputation for himself and then made to the Indian team. So Jitesh, I believe, is a good shout and should be one, because it will be harsh on him to be and Shivam just wants to butt in over here, but I already know what he's about to say. Yes, Dhruv Jurel, I know you would like to see him in the T20 squad.
My first option is Rishabh Pant in all three formats. If Rishabh is not available, then Dhruv Jurel is the second option for all
formats.
Yes.
Okay. So Shivam wants you to know that his pick across formats: first choice Rishabh Pant, second choice if Rishabh's not available is Jitesh Sharma. Let us know Dhruv Jurel.
You're giving your opinion. You are
My bad.
Okay.
So those were our thoughts. Let us know in the comment section what you feel about India's win over Sri Lanka. The series is over, but not the cricketing action. In just a couple of days' time, the ODI series is to begin, and that's where you'll see Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. They are already there in Sri Lanka. They've begun their practices as well.
We should definitely.
Oh, Sarthak, I will take that comment. Even though Siddharth Vishwanathan is not here, we'll check with him as to what he did on his day off. But he says, thanks for suggesting Rajinder the Dhaba new in Delhi. So you
can find him also there.
You will find me there very often. You will find me there very often. I really like
Rajinder. You can go there and say hi.
Do not promote until he something.
You need to get fit.
Come to us. We'll give you lots of full dose of cricketing, footballing, sporting, Olympic action. Plus, we'll give you these little nuggets as far as recommendations is also concerned.
Harsh Khatri has a complaint. You need to get fit.
What's he saying?
You need to get fit.
Where's he saying that?
There, that comment.
Where does he say so?
That comment in between those two lines.
Some energy.
Fit. Fit. With some. I thought it's written get some.
Sashwan needs a break, guys. Clearly, you can see now. With that, we're calling this a wrap. You
need to do it after this.
There is another wrap also coming your way, because while we're here to talk about cricket, there is a lot of Olympic action happening. And to just give you a summation of what happened today, as far as the Indian contingent is concerned, I'll be coming live very shortly. Tap that bell so that you know when we're live the next time, and the day after that, because remember, it's an everyday thing that you get as far as an ample amount of dosage of sporting news is concerned. So bye-bye, we'll take your leave. Good night, Nandri, Shubh Ratri, Shabba Khair, eat your vegetables, and
don't trouble you.
Don't forget to subscribe either.
We're nearing the 500k mark.
Go for glory.
Go for glory.
Go for gold.